This is the first exam review video for Chapter 3. The one thing I want to focus on in this beginning part is looking at all the vocabulary on the front page that they bring up. So quickly, I'm going to highlight some terms. We need to be aware what x-intercept and y-intercept are. And so make sure that as you're looking on number 1 that you're looking for both whether or not they exist and then that full ordered pair for what they are. For instance, the x-intercept on number 1 is located right here on the graph. So you want to be sure that you can give us that ordered pair as 4, 0. And when you get to number 4, the vocabulary is talking about standard form. Pause this video at any time because I'm going to move a little fast. Standard form has to have a few key items. It has to be in AX plus BY equals C form, so the variables have to be on the same side. A, B, and C cannot have decimals or fractions, and A has to be positive. So as you're looking for those, you want to be sure that you look through the whole set because there's more than one that you need to circle, and it says circle all. When you get to number 5, again, pausing this video where you need to, they show you the information about the graph, and you always want to be sure you know what the graph is showing. This graph shows the total cost of having a gym membership over 10 months of a year. So on the x-axis, I see months, and on the y-axis, I see the amount paid total. So this is not about what you pay per month. This is the total cost. It just keeps adding on. So the y-intercept of the graph you want to locate. Okay, and blow that up. I'll blow that up really big for a second. Looks like it's at 50. So 0, 50. And the way that we suggested you explain what these things mean for any of these graph ones is put their labels. This is 0 in months because it came from the x-axis. This is money paid to the gym. And that way you could talk about how at 0 months or before you started going to the gym, you had to pay $50. And when we talked about this, people at first weren't sure, but what we think that means is that there must have been a $50 membership fee. There must have been an add-on one-time $50 fee. So you want to explain that in your own words. When you get to number 6, they throw in one more vocabulary term. Again, first looking at the graph, they called it dunk tank draining. So that tells you the dunk tank, maybe something they used at a carnival, and they're draining the water out of it. Time in minutes on the X, and the height of the water in centimeters is on the Y. The question then asks you about the 0 of the graph. So as far as zeros of graphs go, those had another name. And if this needs to go on your note sheet, then I would, so that that term is something you can come back up with during exams. Another word for the 0 is the x-intercept. So as you look on the graph, you want to look for the x-intercept because what it tells you is when this graph outputs 0. So I see it, so you'd want to record that ordered pair as far as telling us what the 0 on that graph is. And then again, add the labels. So it would be 0 in, 0 in x, which is in minutes. Sorry, not 0. Let me try that again. It would be the first number is going to be in minutes, which will not be 0. And the second number will be in centimeters. So you want to describe what those numbers mean about the situation.